Hi guys, and welcome back to On the Fence. So all good things must come to an end, and one of those things will be Liverpool's unbeaten run at Anfield, which has spanned out from about 2017. I think April 2017 was the last time we lost at Anfield. Well, it's happened tonight in the Champions League. Atletico Madrid have knocked us out. 3-2 was the final score. Aggregate score will be 4-2. I mean, we were absolutely dominant for about 110 minutes in total, but then just little lapses of little moments that happened in the game just kind of fell Atletico's way. They were defending for their lives for most of the game, and I think we were absolutely brilliant. And I think before we talk about any of the goals, anything in particular, I just want to say that win, lose or draw, the performance that we put in today, especially the first 90 minutes, was outstanding, and that was back to pretty much our best. Minus the goals that we didn't score. If we'd have put a few chances away, then you're looking at that being one of our best performances all season. We were so good. Oxlade-Chamberlain in particular was fantastic. We get a very well worked goal on the right hand side, and it comes from an Oxlade-Chamberlain cross because we were so good. The midfield were just so good, so dominant. It's like Klopp said in the pre-match just before the game started, that we've seen them play now, so we've kind of figured out a little bit of a tactic to work against them, and it looked like the midfield were a lot more tactically astute in this game. We seem to dominate the midfield a lot more than we did in the first game. Of course, home and away ties, that might be a factor as well, but the factor was, we greeted the players and stuff like that. It was amazing, the scenes and stuff like that. If you haven't seen them, go on Twitter, go on YouTube. If you were there, fair enough, you've seen it. We all played our part. The players played their part. Honestly, I've got no criticism for any player, not even Adrian. At the end of the day, you get a second choice goalkeeper. You buy him for free from he'd been training with a third division Spanish team in the summer. Never had a club until we went in for him, and he's our second choice goalkeeper. He's come in. He's won us a Super Cup in a penalty shootout, and he's had good performances this season. He's made one mistake. He's made one mistake really, or two mistakes in one. I'm not gonna fucking hold him to hang him out to dry. At the end of the day, it's not, I just can't, I can't do it because I'm not about that, and I don't believe anybody should be. We shouldn't be trying to hang players out to dry. Lovren the other night had a shit game against Watford the other week. No one should be hanging him out to dry. I think with Lovren, I think people have kind of got a bit of short temper with him, or a short fuse, because they've seen him so many times do it. But with Adrian, he doesn't deserve any criticism there. He's fucked up, of course he has. He's made a bad mistake, and it's cost us really. But it's a good finish by Llorente for both goals. Centre defensive midfielder getting the goals. Fuck me. And then look, at the end of the day, they just played their game brilliantly. They've not been on form this season. They haven't been the Atletico of old. The one who got to the Champions League final against Real Madrid a few years ago. The ones who nearly won it, and the ones who won the league and stuff like that. But look, on their day, they're absolutely fantastic. The way Liverpool, on their day, can be going forward, one of the best in the world. Atletico, when they're defending, can be one of the best in the world and one of the hardest to break down. So good. Absolutely brilliant. Diego Simeone's a fantastic manager, and that's exactly why. I wouldn't even say that they've schooled us. It's just, it was a big clash. It was a big game where anything could have happened. Sorry, I just put my feet up. Anything could have happened, really. And, at times it looked like we were going to just smash through them. But they held on, they hung on all game. And, it was 1-0 until extra time after Gini's goal. Great header in the first half. And then Firmino gets that goal, breaks his duck. And he gets his first goal for at Anfield all season. And at that point, you're thinking it's written. He's gonna get the goal and stuff like that. That sends us through, but it just didn't happen. It comes back to Adrian from the back pass from Gomez or Trent, whoever it was, and you just want him to take a touch, put it to the left, or even without taking a touch, just put it to the left. And I don't know why, but I don't even know if he tries to clear it into the air, but it just goes along the floor to Carrera or something. And yeah, it's just, let's not dwell on it. I mean, I know that's all we're going to be thinking about and stuff like that. But we're out of the Champions League anyway. We're not going to be able to. What's the word I'm looking for? We're not going to be able to defend our title in the Champions League. A new team's going to win it this year, not a new team, but another team. Look, like I said at the start, all good things must come to an end. we shouldn't dwell on one game because we've lost one or we've lost a few in this kind of run of bad fixtures. But tonight's performance was a lot better, because it had to be. It had to be. In the Premier League, it's kind of a dead rubber at the minute. Well, it's not, but we know that we're going to do it. We know that we're going to win the league. I don't know if you know that. But in the Champions League, it was all to play for. We had something to claw back from. And that raised the performance levels and stuff like that. And this is what we needed. We needed a game like this to kick us up the arse. And you know what? Maybe getting beat's a good thing because it shows that we're only human. We're not indestructible. We're not the all-conquering side that'll never lose a game in the world and stuff. We went on a mad run where we were unbeaten for 44 games. We've had an 18-game... we had an 18-game winning run. We were breaking records left, right and centre. And that you don't have to be a record-breaking team to win the league or to win cups, win trophies. You can lose games and stuff like that and still be a good side. And losing a couple of games back-to-back or having a few bad results doesn't make it a shit team because A, we're going to win the league. B, we won the Champions League last year. This season, we've won the Club World Cup, we've won the Super Cup. We've won trophies and we're a dominant side and we're one of the best in the world, regardless of if we've just got knocked out. There's plenty of reason to be positive about this. Not about this, but about what's going to come, what's going to happen. We're going to have a parade at the end of the season, hopefully, if coronavirus doesn't fucking ruin everything. Because we're going to have won the league for the first time in 30 years, and I don't give a shit what any pundit says, what any pundit tries to tell anyone who's not related to Liverpool, who's not associated with Liverpool, who's trying to tell us fans that a Premier League's not enough. It fucking is. Yes, it is. The first league title we've ever won in 30 years. That is more than enough this year. Even if we'd be 1 point ahead and we'd be fighting right till the very end, and we won it on fucking goal difference, that would be enough. I do not give a shit. Even if we score our own goals from now to the end of the season, the Premier League, just winning that alone this season is enough. It's something we've been striving for so long since we last won it in 1990. I've never seen us lift the Premier League. I'm going to see it. For me, that's enough. Don't let anybody try and tell you what you're meant to feel. I'm fine with us just winning the Premier League. Of course, I would have loved us to win the Premier League as well as the Champions League, the FA Cup, and all of the other trophies. You want your side to be the most dominant, but you don't have to be the most dominant at the end of the day. You can't have every trophy. You can't have everything your own way. Someone else is going to win trophies at the end of the day. That's just the way it is. One defeat or a few defeats in a row doesn't make us bad. We're still a phenomenal side. And, maybe we should have got more from the game because we had chances to win it. We had chances to go 2, 3, 4 up in the first half and we didn't take them. But we're in bad form at the minute. And to say that we're in bad form at this stage of the season, but we've already got the title pretty much sewn up, I'm fine with that. I really am. I'm fine with that. Disappointing, but we'll go again. We'll go strong again next season in the Champions League. Of course we will, because it's our, out of the English clubs, it's our competition. No one else has won it as many times as we have in England. So it is what it is. And at the end of the day, I keep saying that, at the end of the day, but if you're going to lose to a side, it's going to be Atletico Madrid with Diego Simeone. They were absolutely amazing in terms of how they played their game, how they played their tactics. They just got it all spot on. That's a manager who's had time to work on that team, who's, had time to work on in training with the players, how to bed in the tactics, how he wants them to play in transition, out of transition, with the ball, without the ball, stuff like that. Everything, the gamesmanship, the unsportsmanlike stuff, the diving, the rolling around on the floor, the kicking out, and all that stuff. He's had time to bed all that in, and he's made them very good at it. And you're getting beat by someone who's a master of their craft. Fine, absolutely fine. It will be disappointing. There will be a few people overreacting, of course there will. But the biggest thing I'm going to take from this is the performance was incredible, and this gives us something to this is a massive disappointment, of course it is, but it's something that I want us to take into the derby next Monday and use that to beat them at Goodison, because obviously going to Goodison the past few years, we haven't really had that great a success at Goodison. And if the league's up for grabs at Goodison Park on the night, I want us to win it. I want us to smash through them. And what bigger game to get up for than a Merseyside derby when you're right at the end of nearly winning the league. I can't think of much more. So disappointing, of course it is. It's not the end of the world. I'm not going to overreact. My head's not going to fall off, and neither should yours. If you come across this video, then just sit and watch and just Honestly, just take the positives as we did. Henderson was back, played nearly 120 minutes. That's great. As long as he's not injured, that's fine. Oxlade-Chamberlain had a fantastic performance. Hopefully he's going to be back to something of his best. Firmino's broke his duck at Anfield, so there's no pressure on him anymore. Salah was very good in this game. The front three were all amazing. Like I said, again, no player on that pitch should come off and think that he had a bad game, because they never. Adrian, of course, made the mistake, but again, I'm not going to blame him and him solely. It's just one of those things. It was a pressure situation. He's made the wrong choice and the ball's gone in the back of the net. Shit like that happens, and he's been decent for us all season, but put it into perspective, he never had a club. He was training for a third division Spanish team at the summer, and we picked him up for no money whatsoever. So yeah, there you go. I'm not going to lose sleep over this defeat, because next season there's always opportunities that we're going to go and fucking win it again. It is what it is. I've been on the fence. Thank you very much for watching, and please be positive, stay safe, love you all.